I'm good. I'm tired. Been out in
Are
the
you?
yard. In the yard all day yesterday and today. So,
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. You're doing your gardening.
yep. Happy Canada Day.
Yeah, you too. Belated Canada Day. Did you do
Belated.
anything for that?
What's that?
Did you do anything for that?
Uh, yeah, we went to the local museum because they were having a Canada Day thing. Walked around. It was really cool.
That's good then.
And then the fireworks, and I stayed up way too late, so I'm really tired.
I didn't do anything. I did like studying, but that's about it. That's okay.
Yeah. No, this was the first year that we well, for a long time that we've actually gone and done something. So it was really nice. And the fireworks were super good. So I was excited
Oh,
and happy.
that's so good. That's so
Proud
good.
to be
Aaron's
Canadian.
coming. I don't know. I feel conflicted. I'm really disappointed in Canada right now. I think that's why I was just like, ugh, just so
Well,
disappointed.
I've been doing lots of getting away from social media and staying away from online stuff and doing like a tech cleanse and everything. So it's been nice because if you just talk to normal people in the real world,
Yeah.
I guess in my location, you just talk to normal people in the real world, still good people, still a good place to be. You know, there's other stuff that we do have to
Hey,
navigate
Aaron.
around, but I don't know. I think it's something worth fighting for.
So turning your mic on.
And as an immigrant, I'm
Okay.
happy that my family did bring me here and I'm not where I was born.
Where were you born?
England.
Why? It's super brown now. It's like, why wouldn't you want to live in England
It's a little bit
anymore?
stabby. A little bit
So,
stabby and rapey for me.
yeah. Well, I feel like we're heading there, but I mean, whatever, whatever. Well, that's good that you did a group cleanse. I'm not doing the cleanse, uh, but that's okay. I'm okay. I'm not ready for it yet. I don't need it yet. I will need it
No.
soon, I'm sure. Aaron, you're
Well,
unmuted, just so you know. Did you see Aaron's name? Quick, look fast, look fast.
There I am.
oh, I
There we
see what
go.
I see. Hearts equal 3.
Aaron, what do you think?
I don't know.
What do you think Aaron loves?
I don't know. I love my kittens that are trapped in here.
Oh God.
Sorry, guys.
All right. I was gonna say, yeah, I know my son, he messaged me. He sent me actually, this is sort of the order. My son sent me this video and it was like, because he's off in Mexico, enjoying life. And then sends me this video and he's like, you guys are fucked. I'm like, thanks, honey.
Yeah,
I'll just show you it. This one's actually hilarious though. I did love it. I laughed pretty hard. I'm just going to show you this.
Ago, we bet big on electric vehicles, and we think that in a few years, everybody's going to be driving an electric vehicle, except they're like $90,000, and most of the people who are in Canada are actually Indian people who live off one Uber Eats delivery an hour. So, listen folks, if you're not driving an EV in the winter and getting stuck in the snow and not being able to charge it, then you're doing something wrong. Why would you want one of those big gas guzzlers when you can have one of these sexy, sleek, homosexual vehicles that track your every movement and can be shut off by the government at any moment if we deem your behavior inappropriate? My name is Justin Trudeau, and I stand for anything that people think is gay.
I love that. It was good. That's a really great parody, but it's scary because it's true.
That was really entertaining.
It was good. It was good. It was a good one. Well, we've got comments coming in. Good. Yeah. Oh, and Jarna was going to. Oh, Jarna's there. Hi, Jarna. She's in the waiting room. Her daughter rolled her ankle at softball today.
Oh no.
So I think, yeah. So Jarna, what is the moral of the story? We stopped playing kids sports. We just stay home to stream on Tuesdays. I think that's what we learned.
Yeah.
I'm just joking, Jarna. I hope your daughter's okay.
Yeah, I've rolled my ankles. It's not fun.
No.
Well,
it's not good.
Hopefully
I
healing.
can't get this stupid computer to have. I can't see all the comments.
What is going on behind you, Aaron?
Try and make it small stream.
You're your sky behind you looks kind of.
Yeah, it's raining.
Oh.
I made it through the day without getting rained on, though. So,
nice.
yay.
Yes,
yeah, I
that's
did a
one
lot
thing.
of fencing, electric fencing, and it never rained yet. And then
Well,
I'm
that's
done.
good.
I was like, I'm leaving, and it started to rain.
See, perfect timing. There, see, God was telling you must stream as well. So,
Yeah.
Darna, Tuesdays is the see everybody. All the signs are pointing to everybody needs to be home on Tuesdays.
Yes.
Right. Oh, just start coughing, Jarna. Tell her to start coughing a lot and talking about COVID.
Yeah.
You'll get in.
Ouch.
You'll get in.
Yeah. Having trouble breathing and your heart's beating funny, that'll get you in right away.
Yeah.
Stop.
You okay, Aaron?
No,
If I
my
did-
computer's so weird. It's just like popping all this stupid stuff up at me, and then won't stop. It won't stop.
Don't click on the pop-ups.
I'm just trying to like close them, but they won't close. I have so much computer issues lately. I suck. And then when I do that, it's like brings me up another one.
You should bring it to that guy.
I know, he's so good.
Yeah, we need a
That's
man.
pretty good. We do have a guy actually, and he's a very nice Indian man.
Yeah, he's
Very
so
nice, and
good.
he's skilled. I was gonna say, I don't know if you girls, well, Holly, you wouldn't know because you've been offline
Mhm.
all week doing your cleanse. So you're missing out on now. You're not even know what I'm talking about.
Well, okay,
But,
we're like basically the reason it's been a forced cleanse because
Oh.
I've been so busy at work and training and doing that stuff is that the last thing I want to look at is a computer. So
Okay,
if
good.
I
All
have
right,
done
fair enough.
scrolling, it's been like garden stuff and homestead stuff and sourdough stuff and chicken stuff. So if you anything about
Right.
those topics, I'm 100% prepared to talk about.
All right. Well, that's all right. Well, I listen. Nope. I was actually there was that Tommy Robinson. Is it Robinson?
Robinson.
So he came to Canada. Did you know this part, Aaron or Holly? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So he came to Canada and he was with Trinity Productions and they were supposed to, I guess, have him do this tour through them, his tour, and shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
He gets arrested, and Ezra Olivia.
Didn't he get
comes in.
arrested in Calgary?
Yes.
Yeah, what did he get arrested for?
'Cause of course,
It was like-
we like to arrest, or Jody likes to arrest people in Calgary.
yeah.
Yeah. Not
Well,
the right people
we're-
always.
Certain types of people get arrested
Yeah,
in Calgary.
that's right.
Yeah.
Especially
So I
if
don't
you're
know
a
what he was.
pastor.
Yeah, I guess.
If you're a pastor, she likes to arrest you.
Yeah. Whoops. Now, can you guys still see me? Because I just screwed something.
You're
up.
frozen.
Okay.
You're frozen.
Anyways, he got
and-
arrested. He goes. Fuck. Hold on.
There you go.
Okay,
You're
now I'm back. Yeah. So he gets arrested, and Ezra Levant swoops in after him and that what is her name, Beth Ann Nodwell. They had a little fight. They didn't agree with things. Ezra Levant takes him, and somehow I don't know. He gets a contract for $80,000 to stick with Rebel News to do this rest of his tour. Fine, cool. But then, as soon as this happens, everybody's just like, he's controlled op. He's controlled op. Anytime someone gets pissed off at someone else, they're controlled op. They're controlled op. I think I've said
Yeah.
it. So that I started to like think, what the fuck is going on? Like, who is actually controlled op? And after all my research, it comes down to one thing. It really doesn't fucking matter. I think a lot of them are. There was like, but in their own ways, not necessarily as extreme as we might think they are. But I was like looking the other night, I was on Facebook scrolling and I saw a post about the Coots 4. It said that Susan Stanfield mentioned the Coots 4. So I wanted to know who the hell this was because I don't know who she is. And it sounded like it was important. So I went and looked her up and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling. And I don't see anything about the Coots 4, or the Coots 2. But I do see that there's a big fight between a woman named Svetlana and a woman named Laura Lynn Taylor Thomas. And they're like the other Thompson, sorry. They're the other side. The other like so there's Chris Guy and Jeremy McKenzie and Diagon, right? They've got their sort of certain group of people that they attract. This Laura Lynn Taylor Thompson attracts a different
Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson.
Tyler. Yeah, I'm just gonna call her Laura because fuck.
Yeah, just call her Laura Lynn.
Yeah.
Laura
So
Lynn.
her group attacks or gets another one, and Rebel News attracts another group,
Yeah.
Trinity Productions. I don't know who the fuck they are. They just showed up, and then some bitches like, you know, has a lot of opinions as far as I'm concerned. That's all I can figure out from that. But so I'm watching it all, and then I realized, oh my God. And I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, now I sound like a conspiracy theorist. I don't really give a shit because I am. But I'm like, this Susan Stanfield, there's this big fight between the Svetlana and Laura Lynn. Apparently Svetlana took Laura Lynn's phone while it was live, and she took it and she left the event, and everybody was freaking out. And it, just like the Jeremy McKenzie and Chris Sky fights, they had their people in, you know, the chats and in the comment section saying who was right and who was wrong and who's a piece of shit, who's not. Right. Follows up by, so after this big hype, and it looks like it's gone on for a couple of days, this Susan Stanfield, she tagged this Dina Churchill, Arthur Pawlowski, and Tanya Gao. I think it's Gao. I think I wrote that right. Whatever. She tags them and she says, Laura Lynn and Svetlana have agreed to sit down, and we think it would be a good thing to do on an event where we could, you know, really put this to bed and we could all like break it.
Are they going to have a debate and then an MMA fight after?
Same thing is happening right now. They're not. Yeah, no, they're not. But it's exactly same time. I mean, exact same fucking bullshit. Like, it'll be a paid for event. You're gonna pay to go see this fucking thing. Jeremy McKenzie and Chris Sky are not gonna fight. Whatever, you know, they're gonna do it or not. But the thing is,
they're not going to.
That
would be
that all of these players have a which
I've missed if they were gonna fight or not.
Oh, they're never gonna fight. Are you kidding me? First of all, I think one of them is actually genuinely a coward. And he might have won too, but I think he's too coward. So there's been a lot of excuses. So I don't know. I think personally, the fact that these groups are having these big blow-ups against each other, and they're all supposedly leaders or alternative media, I think it's orchestrated. I don't think it's organic. I don't really care.
It's bread and circuses. It's bread and circuses.
Yes, they are the bread and circuses.
It's a distraction.
I used to fucking say it every time.
Or let's look at it in another way. Or there's some type of vibration or like energy that's affecting everyone to have these same conflicts at the same time. That's possible. They don't have to be orchestrated ahead of time. I don't know, but probably.
But they're both they both want to have paid events. And that's the other thing. So I started looking at what is.
Yeah, and actually that Tommy Robinson was really interesting because he was like, obviously it signed up with this Beth Ann and Trinity Productions, but I guess hadn't really realized who they were or what they were about, because he's like, she was saying really racist things about Jews, and it's like,
he's like, she's friends with Nazis. She's friends with Nazis.
Why are you touring this with these people? If you like, would you not have watched anything that this woman and these people say before you signed up to tour with them?
Yeah.
Maybe he's busy in his own little world. I think a little bit of narcissism sticks in with some of these guys.
I don't know, but then he was all, they're so like anti-Semitic, and so I'm going to go over here. It was a little over the top.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. But I was looking at it though, but they're all, the one thing all of these fucking people, every single one of them has in common. They all milk their followers, every single one of them. They want money. Pay me. But the thing is, it's not even like a personality thing. It's not just pay me for my personality or my whatever. It's just people are paying them because they think these people have the answers. And that there's going to be some solution.
That's what I've noticed, like about all of these groups, right? And it doesn't matter if you're left or right or anything. It's these leadership types that have these podcasts or TV shows, or they go on tours or whatever.
Yeah, the touring, right?
They don't say I have the answer, follow me.
Yeah.
But they do put some good things out there, and then when people are desperate for leadership, right? People are desperate for a hero. And so they present themselves, all of them, left, right, whatever. They present themselves as a hero. And then once you're sucked into it, they offer absolutely no solution other than, well, stay a part of this group and give us your money.
Yeah, but we're gonna get there eventually.
We're
We
gonna
just
get
don't
there.
have it yet.
You know, we're
Yeah.
gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But then when people
But-
start whinging
but
and
it really
complaining
bothers
about
me.
it,
So-
they
And well, for the most part, I don't even think people are really too much complaining. I think people just give. Think about it. But I was thinking, if they are controlled up, let's just say all of them. Could you imagine if they are? Let's just say working. Like that's so fucking coordinated. They're milking Canadians. A lot of
Really
Canadians have
badly.
spent a lot of money
Oh, yeah.
on supporting these people. Like a
Yeah.
lot of money.
Well,
They're
it goes back to remember
they're
our first
taking-
stream talking about parasocial relationships, right? Like if you
yeah.
give your $5 super chat or you give your $5 rumble rant or whatever, and it gets read on the stream, you're a part of the movement. And all you've really done is just like paid $5. Not like you
Right.
haven't done anything. You haven't done anything to change your life. You haven't done anything to move yourself forward.
Anything that you
towards
don't like.
success.
Yeah, you haven't done anything to try
Then,
and do anything.
but because you've given this money, you're a part of the movement, and then you're reaffirmed by these
miss-
people that read it. And Alex Jones is the same thing, right? He's, buy my Max Man pills, and Joe Rogan with his stuff, and like it's
No, they all do. And I mean, I
They
get
all
you have to make
maximize-
money. I understand you have to make money, but I also think
Yeah.
if you think Canada is as bad as it is, and it's on the verge of honest to God collapse and like full on communism, if you actually gave a shit, you wouldn't be saying, as Jarna said, it's no longer fuck you make me, it's fuck you pay me. That
Fuck you
is
pay
not
me.
the way you'd give a shit a bit. I guess I'd like to hope you would. Which brings me actually really quick to another streamer. It's that Mr. Sunshine Baby. He's not aggressively asking for funds and donations, but guess what happened to him? He had a baby yesterday. Well, he didn't. His partner had a baby
Aw,
yesterday on Canada
Congratulations.
Day. A little boy, which I think is so cute.
that is
And so,
adorable.
Yeah, and it's great for him because Bombot. Oh, that we're gonna sell, Jarna. Is that what we're gonna sell? I don't
Yeah.
want to sell that.
Bone broth. Yeah.
Yeah, bone broth is good. I make my own. Super
Yeah.
easy.
You guys send a super chat, and Holly will send you bone broth.
Or will I? I'll send you
It'll be a
link to my
surprise.
OnlyFans.
Or will I? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it and I was thinking, well, as I drove down this stupid this rabbit hole of just bullshit, because that's really what it felt like. I'm like looking at everything like you're bullshitting, you're bullshitting, you're bullshitting, you're bullshitting.
Mhm.
I realized
Yeah.
go ahead, follow whoever you want, follow who you want, take whatever
Mhm.
information you want, let it go at that, and don't send your hard-earned money to these people. Don't buy merch and don't do that. The country's fucked.
Well, I
You're
mean,
gonna
I
need
think
your
if you
money.
want a t-shirt so that you can show what your thoughts are when you go places, or a hoodie, cool. And the people can make some money off of it. But if that's all you're doing and you don't have another job or anything at all, like that's probably, there's too many people I feel like doing that now.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the rage farming, which is the big thing of why I've kind of canceled myself off social media, right? Like taking
Yeah.
that cleanse, is because it's just the rage baiting. Because I mean, we all remember Cambridge Analytica going in and finding out on Facebook that posts that make people angry are always the ones that get more
Comments.
clicks, they get more engagement. So the live streamers and the chronically online people, they're not going to get lots of clicks and likes and all that from happy stories. They're going to get more clicks and likes when they scream at the camera and talk about turning the frickin' frogs gay and making people mad. Like whether it's mad because
Doesn't
they
it feel
agree
good though
or
not to hear
mad-
that shit all the time though? Like I
Oh,
think about how much we used to listen to it. And now,
yeah.
oh, there's no way I could do it now. There's just no way I could do it.
No, it makes
I
me
like-
it actually makes me sick now. Like I'm just like I don't want to be angry. I'm tired of being angry. Like I want to take my life in my own hands, do my own thing, grow my garden, get myself physically the best I can get myself, live a good life. The people that are in my circle that I know IRL, make sure their lives are fantastic too, and be a good person and leave that mark on the world.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what
that's a
we
good
should be
idea. I want to show you guys. Actually, I was thinking about doing better in my own life. And so I saw this ad and I think I might buy one because like, I think this guy sells it pretty good. You just tell me what you think. Why are you laughing? You guys are dicks.
I'm sure this is
If you're looking for a good way to get in shape and burn some calories, this rebounder is amazing. Comes with a handle. If you choose to, you can get one without the handle. It supports up to 450 pounds or 550 pounds, depending on which model you get. I'm on the 48-inch one. They also have a 40-inch one if you want one that takes up a little less space. This is just a fun activity.
I think you should get one of those.
I do too. I mean, I would like the
That
extra
looks really
large.
good.
It would look good. It was really bouncing a lot.
Yep.
Totally.
Excessive.
I used to have one of those. I love them.
Aaron, I love you so much. Did you catch what was happening in that video?
No.
Nope. I'm sorry, kids. We have to watch it again. I just can tell by Aaron's face right now you were way too innocent. Aaron, I want you to look closely at that video and really.
I was just thinking, yeah.
No,
If you're looking for a good way to get in shape and burn some calories, this rebounder is amazing. Comes with a handle. If you choose to, you can get one without the handle. It supports up to 450 pounds or 550 pounds, depending on which model you get. I'm on the 48-inch one. They also have a 40-inch one if you want one that takes up a little less space. This is just a fun activity.
And I'm not convinced your face is not giving me that you picked up on it, but it's fine. It's
It was
fine.
just that his jogging pants were getting all full of air, and
It's the gray sweatpants.
I feel like it wasn't full of air, and I feel like it was just full of cock. But that's
It was
okay.
I was going to be a little less direct, but yeah.
I don't have time for it. I did also one last one before we move on to the horrible stuff. I did find this for Jarna, but she's not even here, and I thought it was great. These twins did a video of the presidential debate, and it was pretty good. So I'm just gonna play that, and then after that we can check into something else. Okay, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, Aaron. This one's not about dick. I promise. Okay.
the last one was trampolines.
Just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter.
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I had, you know how many...
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to
21
turn
Let's not act like children.
You
to
are
a
a child.
specific concern.
I'm in very good.
Was
the
that
best
not
part of
so
the debate.
good? Right?
It was so good. I actually watched the debate, like just
Did you?
sitting there just going, what the hell? And that part where they started talking about golf and the golf swing and everything, I'm just like, yeah, this is fantastic.
It's just
As a Canadian watching the demise of the United States of America, sorry Americans, but holy
wow,
duck.
Jarna,
I
you're
think
not
we're
going to
ahead
sit
of
on your
that now,
pontoon.
right? Our prime minister's worse.
Oh,
he's
fantastic. Absolutely. But
But it is
Canadian
funny. They do
Canadian.
it comedian. Like it is funny. It's even
It was
like
good.
the Bush compilations whenever he did stupid shit. Like they are.
Oh, yeah.
They do a good job. That was funny.
if you
loved
can't,
it.
you can't laugh at the king, then you're living
Yeah.
under a tyranny. Right?
Oh, well,
So-
that's what that explains
And,
it.
you know, I feel
Oh.
like Trump, he does, like, he's so boastful.
Yes.
There's a word for it. But it's almost as if he's doing it to be fun, make fun of himself, you know, because
Maybe.
he really does. He's like, I'm the best at this. I'm the best at that. And
Everyone says so. Everyone says so. I am the best.
yes.
I have the best hair. I wore the best tie. This is the incredible tie. Incredible. It's the best.
We call my son Jaden. We call him Little Trump
Little
Jr.
Trump.
Because he's like that a little bit. No offense if you're watching. I doubt he's watching. I know I said that was the last video, but girls, there's something we really need to talk about really quick, and I need your expertise on this. This is not about penis either. I just actually need your help. This happened in Calgary, and the way they're casually glossing over this I find it concerning. It's like they're like, hey, people know, so just go to the news and tell them and act casual about it, admit it, and carry on. But tell me what you girls think.
Bulgarians online are baffled after discovering that a cloud-seeding plane was soaring through the skies yesterday. This high-tech aircraft releases silver iodide into clouds, shrinking hailstones before they slam into the ground during severe thunderstorms. And there's been $4 billion worth of insured losses due to severe weather in Alberta since 2020, so this sci-fi sounding initiative seems to be necessary.
They've been doing that since the 90s, 70s.
Well,
maybe?
that's the first time they've admitted it, where they've admitted it that it was going around in Calgary and doing it. And I want to know, what does that silver iodine do? Does it even know?
No, they do. It's actually
what it does to the
try
water?
stop the damage of hail.
Yeah, what it does is it makes the hail heavier, so the stones don't get as big. So the silver iodide attracts the moisture to it, and then it freezes faster, so the hail falls faster, so it's smaller and less damaging.
Is it?
Insurance companies have sponsored it in Calgary. Like
if you look at hail clouds, they have that round bottom because what happens is they go down and it's rain, and then it goes back up again and it freezes, and then it'll go back down and gather more water, and it'll go back up and freeze, and that's how they get bigger and bigger. And so you want to stop that cycle. So they have been doing it forever.
Okay,
it's not quite the same thing as weather modification. I mean, it is a form of weather modification, but
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, so like I do.
Yeah, but is it okay? Well, is it safe? Do you think it's safe, or do you think it could be toxic to us?
Well, of course it's going to harm us. We're effing with Mother Nature, right? Like anytime that we as humans intervene with how the planet works, it messes something up. Like look at what happened in Dubai when they were cloud seeding and they were thinking like they're trying to bring in some rain, and they fucking brought in some rain, and it flooded the city, like that city. So like yes,
I feel like
yes,
it's all pretty experimental. Like they'll get results, but they don't know exactly what all the time. That's what I think, but I don't know for sure.
Well, and they've been do you remember okay, I'm blanking on it right now, but I used to know all about it. They were testing if they could adjust the trajectories of hurricanes or reduce the severity of hurricanes. And they went in and bombed this hurricane with whatever they do. Not a scientist.
Seems smart.
And they ended up turning it towards the Carolinas and like having a hurricane hit the Carolinas that was more intense than anything that would have just naturally hit.
Yeah.
It was a big whoopsie, and the weather.
I don't know how that even. I am not a scientist, and I could be like, that's like you and I having a little argument, and then I throw a grenade into the fight and be like, it's gonna maybe calm things down. What a fucking dumb idea! If
I blow stuff up, I think it'll make things better.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's worth a try.
Yeah, we'll do it next time. Next time we're gonna just joking. We can't even see. We're not even allowed to fucking joke about bombing things. It's so stupid.
Bombing a hurricane?
We can't bomb anything. We're not allowed.
It was a hurricane bomb. But you think about it, like they sent that rocket up to that asteroid.
Yeah.
It was like last year, and so they sent this rocket up, and the explosion was the size of a refrigerator or something like that. They hit a orbital body that was going around this asteroid to see if they could affect the trajectory of the asteroid. And it was successful and everything happened. But the intricate clockwork of the universe.
Yeah.
As humans, we have now affected that. What does that do? Like when you know about keyhole projects, you know about what is it, apothos? The big one
everything fucks. We fuck everything up.
You move that little thing off just by a little bit, it changes the trajectory of anything. Like if you learn about sailing a ship across the ocean, if you are off by 0.1 of a degree on your trajectory, you end up in England instead of Africa.
And we already know Holly hates England. Holly fucking hates England, so we won't go there.
I don't hate England. It makes me sad.
She doesn't like New England. The New Aid is
the New England. It's a little grapey and a little stabby.
Yeah.
Did they, well, the new name, did you know that? I think we talked about that. The number one name in England right now is Mohammed. Yeah, not William.
Yeah. Oh, anyway,
Alexander.
let's go back to weather modification just for a second, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what do you think they really do spray out of the planes to make the clouds? You know, they won't tell us that.
No.
Do you notice that?
They won't tell us shit because they don't care. I think they're poisoning us personally. I just do.
Yeah, I really wonder what's going on there.
Dude, Calgary is like, so when I come out to Vulcan to help you at the farm, when I've come out there, you guys have no fucking spraying action happening. Calgary all day long.
Yeah.
And I know this is air traffic. I'm not an idiot, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. These things stay for fucking long time, like a long time.
Yeah.
20 minutes, 30
no,
minutes.
and I've seen them do it out at our place, but rarely.
Right.
Rarely, you know?
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like human beings are a little bit too ignorant or arrogant. And we're just like, yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And deal with it. And you don't need to ask questions. Just deal with it. It's for your good. It's for your own good.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
for the insurance. You'll save money.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We have a whole bunch
lower.
of new windmills by our farm. They're not that far. It's the Loman project.
Yes. I went camping by there once.
I already don't see hawks.
Yeah.
We used to have so
because
many
it's
hawks.
killing them all.
Because it kills the birds and the
It
bats.
kills it kills the large birds.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
sad. I
like
don't
normally
like
we
that.
have a lot of hawks flying around all the time. You hear them and
Really?
they're up and they're doing it. And it's like, where's the hawks? And you can see these windmills from our house now.
That's so sad.
And there's a whole field of them and it's probably killing all the hawks.
But that's what's powering the EVs that's going to save the planet.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau just told us all about it.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're in trouble. But we're not in too much trouble. I mean, don't worry, you guys. I think that we might be okay. Like, if you guys think about it, we've got, like, if you look at India, it's huge, right? It's so big. And it's so overpopulated, right? But they're still functioning well. Well, now their people are coming here, and they're helping to teach our leaders what we need to do. And I think that we've got quite a few people doing it from the looks of it. From Mocha, what's his last name? How do we say it?
Bezergan?
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 Mocha Berzigan, the reporter. He's a really good. I like his reports.
Yeah.
I do. But he's done a big thread on this.
Yes.
I mean, it's almost like he's let out a couple of the, you know how they were saying that we had foreign interference, and they were going to say which MPs and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, the thread on the MPs that are involved with the Khalistani stuff.
Because it's like
That is
people
very
think
much
that it's
who it
China.
was.
Yeah, people
only
think it's
China.
China, but it's not actually.
It is.
I don't think.
I do. Oh, we totally have Chinese.
Do you think it's
interference.
China too?
100%.
Just
But yeah,
at
but
the same time.
I didn't know.
Yeah, at the
I didn't
same
know about
time.
cows. I didn't know about these people. I mean,
But
kind of.
I mean, if you look though at who our prime minister, excuse me, really hangs out with, likes, is totally doing deals with, it's not the Chinese. It's the Sikhs.
Well, no, right. That's what's out on the news right now. But they've already proven that we've had Chinese interference with
Oh, yeah,
our
but I
MPs,
mean,
and
like,
they bust them
his
in for fuck's
main-
sakes, Aaron.
Partner in crime is Jagmeet Singh.
Right, which is
Straight
well,
in
he's the
your face.
opposition. Yeah,
No, that's his main partner in crime.
but I think he would still be that way even if Jagmeet was white, don't you? Because he needs the NDP vote. Like he needs those votes.
No,
Like-
I don't think it would be the same.
Parliament.
I think
No?
that it's all about India, actually.
Well, I think that's the pay, like the payment that has to be paid. Like Trudeau needs, like the Liberals need the NDP on board because they have a minority government, so they need.
Yeah, I
that
don't
other
even think
party.
it's so much about their
But-
government, though. I
but-
think that they have a under the table deal that makes them a lot of money, and
yeah.
it only works if he has the Sikhs on his side. I'm not going to say more, but that's what's going on there for real, actually.
It's the tradesies, right? It's like, okay, well, I'll give you our votes so you can get your stupid shit through, but you have
No,
to.
it's more
do
about
this.
trucking. What people do the trucking in Canada now? What people do the trucking in Canada? The Sikhs do.
I don't know.
Well, all
And
of
how many
them.
bridges? How many bridges have been hit in Ontario and in BC? So many times that it's affecting the structural integrity of the bridges.
Really?
Yes.
The trucks have been hitting them so much.
Yeah,
They're just
because they
poorly
take when you're driving truck, you know your load height,
Yeah.
and you have to plan your route accordingly based on load height and what
Yeah.
what you're going to underpass.
Yeah.
And so that's a part of truck driving is you plan your route based
Yeah.
on load height. Well, apparently that's not happening. And in BC, like around Surrey and the Lower Mainland,
Yeah.
some of these bridges have been hit so many times because it's a shorter route that the structural integrity of the bridges is being compromised. And
They should be fucking, I'm sorry. That's it, license gone, you're done. First time, fucking nope.
Well,
sorry.
The company does get fined for it repetitively. The company shuts down because they go bankrupt because they can't afford the fines. And then another company opens and another LLC is created. And then they start right up again. So
well,
I'm not saying that it is, but
I just really quickly, this is to do with the conversation, but I think you guys need to see this at the very beginning of the conversation. Because I did not know this until I saw this today. I had no idea.
This is not India, but people speak Punjabi over here. Punjabi is the third official language in the parliament of this country. Yes, I am talking about Canada. 1914, on 23rd May, Komagata Maru, a steamship, arrived in Vancouver, Canada, via Hong Kong and Japan. On board, 376 passengers were mostly from British India, hoping for a new life in Canada. However, entry was denied and forced to return to Bajbaj, Calcutta, today known as Kolkata. On 18th May 2016, Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada,
apologized for the tragic incident in the House of Commons.
No, that is our third official language. I had no fucking idea. I thought we had two official languages and that was it. And we don't even use French, really. We don't.
Well, Quebec does.
I know. But like, I mean, I haven't heard anybody, I've never had anybody come in as even as a waitress ever speaking French.
Really?
No, never.
That's
never.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
There is French in Alberta too. Like there is some places that speak French, but.
Yeah, but I didn't know. So Punjabi is the third language. Who knew? I did not know. So
yeah, see, our prime minister isn't friends with the Indian government. He's friends with the terrorists. So the Indian government doesn't like him.
Do you remember like earlier this year when India declared a travel advisory against coming to Canada for Indian citizens? They basically said like Canada is not a safe place for Indian people to go to.
Yeah.
So he put out a travel advisory. And that was a big hoo-hoo in Parliament. It's like, well, why is Canada so unsafe for Indian people to come and and enjoy the beauty of our country? And this is the reason why. Because
was that after that guy was murdered in BC?
Yep, that was the direct response because
that was allegedly Justin Trudeau's boyfriend.
What?
According to all accounts.
On Twitter?
Longtime boyfriend.
What was it? Okay, but who is this guy? What is his name? And what does he do?
Oh, I can't remember, but he was murdered in a parking lot outside of a mosque or whatever you call it. It's not a mosque. What do you call it?
The temple?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. A religious establishment.
Yeah. See, Justin Trudeau is like super, super, super.
But wait, who is this guy though? Is he in
this Khalistani movement? This guy was a Khalistani leader. Okay. This is why India hates our country, is really specifically about this incident. Actually, I'm pretty sure he was like a criminal. Our prime minister was, hiding him in Canada. Somebody finally murdered him because there was a hit out for this guy from India. There was money on this man's head.
Yeah.
They finally murdered him. And it was a big to do.
So
his
he
boyfriend.
There was a moment of silence held in the House of Commons on June 18th to mark the 1-year anniversary of the Khalistani person, Hardeep Singh Nijjar.
That's right, Hardeep Singh. That's
he was
right.
killed in a targeted shooting in Canada's Surrey, outside of British Columbia's Gurudwara. Church.
Gurudwara. I can't say it.
We're not Indian. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
In Canada, we call it a building.
Right.
Carry on.
A religious establishment.
Yeah.
So religious? But I read online that they're not religious, that it's not a religious sect. This is a political, this group is political. It's not religious.
Oh, the Khalistanis?
They're anti-India. They're trying to declare independence.
But they're not Muslim, and they're not like they're not promoting one religious ideology.
I think they're Sikh, aren't they?
They're a subsect of the Sikh religion. Yeah.
Okay, so they have to do with the World Sikh Organization.
Do you ladies remember this?
Yeah, that's right. He had cocaine on his plane in India.
Here's my conspiracy theory. I don't think he had cocaine on his plane. I think he was not welcomed there by the Indian government, and they came up with something to discredit him, to disgrace him, and to keep him there so they could search his plane to see if anything related to this group.
I think he had cocaine.
Oh, he had cocaine.
I think he had cocaine. Maybe he had his cocaine and his boyfriend.
They're the only country that won't hide it for him. I think that's what went on there.
Yeah, but I think this was a direct attack against.
Oh, absolutely. They were like, fuck you, we're going to have the dogs out. Everybody else see them sniffing your plane. You don't get to go home for 2 more days. They'll all put the pieces together.
Yeah. Well, and then in Canada, everyone's going to hear about this visit and why
nobody's going to give a shit, and nobody's going to do anything about it. Nobody's going to demand accountability.
Nobody said anything because Canadians were just like,
we can't. The fuck out.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have to make these connections so we've got this large connection going on in the federal government to this Indian Khalistani movement. We have this in our cities. This is where we have to all realize it goes from the top all the way down. So Jyoti Glondek and Amarjeet Singh. Am I saying his name right? Amarjeet Sohi. Isn't he also, he's the Edmonton mayor. Both of these people are 100% also in this World Sikh Organization. The World Sikh Organization started in
They're connected. They're for sure connected. We don't have proof that they're in it yet, though. They're just connected. Her dad was. No, her dad was.
Information that he was in the World Sikh Organization.
That guy is?
So girls, I might be wrong.
So pause just for a second before we get into this.
Disclaimer, everything discussed in this stream is alleged. Everything is based on our opinions. Please do your own research.
Oh, even their prime minister said
everything we say is true.
Everything.
Yeah, so anyway, this Edmonton mayor who used to be, I feel like he was a minister as well. This man spent time in jail in India for being a terrorist. He comes to Canada. This is Amarjeet Sohi. He comes to Canada. He gets an MP. He's an MP. Then he gets a minister position. Then he loses that. Oh, now he's the Edmonton mayor. This man also has a trucking company that he's hiding underneath all these LLCs, whatever, with his 2 brothers, and just making an absolute fortune off of trucking and getting all these contracts shady-ish.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that connection. Like I remember when he was running for the Edmonton mayor, and part of his campaign was that he was like a political prisoner and he'd been in jail for his beliefs, and he'd fought the good fight, against the man and for his cause, and he
That's
knows
right.
how to fight for the citizens and stuff like that. And
Yeah, it's
they
turned
let
to
you go.
shit. Edmonton's a shithole, and everyone's get stabbed there. Seriously,
Yeah, but
it's a
really,
shithole. I would
Yeah.
go there if I.
it's the criminals from India that they don't want, that they kick out, and they come here and become our politicians. Great.
Well, kind of, except that the MP, what was his name? Oh my God, the one that was giving undocumented immigrants. He was allowing them in. Let me find it. One moment, please. I downloaded.
Is that the one in Calgary?
No, this is no. He's a minister. One moment, I'm getting it.
Yeah, but this World Sikh organization that started in I think it was 82.
Let's see.
Its actual purpose is to try and drum up support in democratic countries for this Khalistani movement. So it's been going on a really long time, since the 80s.
It started in 82.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Air India Flight 182 happened in 1985.
Okay.
That was, do you remember Air India Flight 182? That was the Air India flight that took off from, where is it, Calgary? It was somewhere in Alberta, and there was a bunch of Albertans that were on board that plane when it was taken down. And it was the largest terrorist airline attack in Canadian history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why that's the same. So this is that Jagmeet. He's not allowed in India. He's not allowed in Japan because of his ties with this fucking group. But yet we're going to put him in a leadership position of a political party in Canada. I don't fucking get it. I don't understand why we do this. I think it's fucked. If your parents aren't born here and you're not born here, don't even fucking think of getting a job in politics, because you're not. I don't think you can be unbiased. I don't think you can say, yes, my big focus is your country. I don't believe it. And you can see it.
I don't even think they're pretending. I mean, come on.
Well, it just pisses me off.
It was the leaders of the, let's see. Yeah, so they pled guilty in 2003, but they were a part of Babar Khalsa, the Khalistani separatist group. So that separatist group was directly tied to that bombing that happened in 85. So this group has been here since 1985, residing in Canada and operating and attacking Indian citizens.
Well, I don't really think they're even based in India. They started this World Sikh organization in New York.
Yeah. We started.
I don't even think India wants anything to do. It's they're jailing everybody they catch, and then we just harbor them. This is disturbing when you really realize what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
terrorists, they just come to Canada, and we're like, oh, why don't you come into our government?
But it gets more fucked up. So that Harjit Sajjan, I think that's how you say his name. He's one of the ministers that overlooks CSIS.
Oh my God!
So,
right?
So what can they do? What can they do? They can put the information forward, but he can also cock block that. Absolutely could. Yeah, absolutely could. Oh, but it gets better. It gets better. Sandhu's son married Harjit's sister. So that let's say, I think it's John Singh Sandhu. He's the president of the World Sikh Organization. He's married to Harjit Sajjan's sister. Harjit is the Minister of Minister of Defense for Canada. We're fucked, you guys. This is how did this happen?
Yeah.
And why are we? What are we going to do about it? Nothing. We're going to complain.
We see the thing is now is we can't. It's
too late.
We can't do anything.
I know, but we should.
Late.
No, that fucking guy should be in jail. No, should be. No, I'm sorry, but it shouldn't be acceptable. It should be. Oh, he said he wasn't aware that undocumented fucking Indians were coming in under his watch. They was under his watch. Yes, he did know. And he said, sorry. Whoops.
Well,
no,
that's
bitch,
very Canadian of him.
Yeah.
No, he said sorry.
I'm making a joke.
I fucking can't stand it. It makes me upset because it's what are we, if we're not going to do anything, guys, what the fuck are we doing for our kids? What are we doing? Are we just going to sit here and go, oh, he said sorry. And honestly, I just, fuck it. Who cares? I can't just keep doing that.
The main problem with this is that there are Indian citizens, right? Like, and we're talking about like just that have nothing to do with this, that want to come to Canada and live as Canadians and have a better life, bring their families here to get away from India. And then we have this situation that's happening. Now,
I'm sorry, they all got painted with the same brush as far as I'm concerned.
And that's the upsetting thing is now, okay, do we paint every person that comes here from India with this brush?
Yes,
no, I don't think we
absolutely.
I don't think so.
I do.
No, because
God.
you talk this where you and I differ, right? Like
you guys want to be polite about it. We've been polite about it for how long? And look at us, we're in a fucking spot.
True.
Our country's being destroyed from the inside out.
We're not allowed to differentiate. It's like in the United States where there are Mexicans that do come to America for the American dream. They want to leave Mexico behind. They work hard, they get jobs, they buy houses, they pay taxes, they send their kids to school, and they're proud to be Americans.
Those people, fine. But as far as these Indians, if they come here and they want to fucking practice this Khalistani shit and they want to do all of this other stuff, get the fuck out. Take them the fuck out. The second you see them at a meeting or at one of these events, get the fuck out. Go back to wherever the fuck you're from.
Well,
I can't deal with it anymore. I don't even care if it's racist. It's not even racist. I don't want that shit in Canada. I don't want foreign interference in Canada.
I think it is Canadian. I don't think that this Khalistani movement exists if it weren't. I don't think it would exist if it were not harbored here. This is the
because we're allowing it though.
Yeah,
we got rid of them. It wouldn't be here.
Like that's why India's blaming us for it. No, they are. They think it's our fault.
Oh, it's that. Yes, but it's not your. Yes, exactly. And see now, if we took a harder stance on it and said, "Get the fuck out," then guess what? We wouldn't be blamed anymore.
Well, that's my point.
Because they're playing hardball with these Khalistanis, and then Canada's like, "Come on in, and we won't be mad at you at all. You can do whatever you want and still be a Khalistani."
Even the Indian government and the Indian police forces and the Indian secret services and all that, they're saying like, "No, fuck Canada because you're harboring us."
Yeah, no, and they're not going to take people back. They kick them out because they're criminals.
Yes,
good. They don't go fucking live somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a big do you guys remember last year the fights that were happening at the malls in Calgary? And they were all like having pipes. They had all these East Indian men had they had pipes. There was Team White and Team Yellow. Yeah, well, it was the Khalistanis. They were all over the malls. They had to bring the police in. And guess what? Nobody got arrested. They're beating the shit out of each other with pipes. They've covered the parking lots. They're running down 32nd Avenue. Nothing's happening. Nobody's getting in trouble. Nobody got arrested because you know why? Because nobody wanted to look racist.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah. I'll upload this one.
And you can't.
I'm not trying to be mean about it, but I'm like, our country, we're in fucking trouble.
Yeah, we are. We can't even go out on July 1st with Canada flags in Ottawa without people being harassed by the police.
I love Indian people. Don't get me wrong. I do. I worked at Denny's forever. Everybody there is brown because they get the fucking contract, whatever. I love them. I loved working with them. I do not love you coming to Canada and changing my country for the worst. And I don't like you taking all of our jobs and housing that we cannot offer you anymore. I don't like that. It's not the people themselves, but I do not like these fucking assholes. The ones that are, I don't give a shit. If you have a tie, Jody should not be a mayor of Calgary. As soon as that information came out that her dad was one of the board directors of the World Sikh Organization, that should have automatically made her not able to be. That's like, fuck. Oh, okay. Look at this. Think about this. Diagonal on. As stupid as that sounds. Eventually here, I honestly believe in a few months, they will be designated terrorists. They're going to face, those people those Canadians are going to face more consequences than Jody will for her dad's involvement and for her involvement also in this thing. That should fucking make us all mad. Like go for the fucking foreign terrorists first. Let's go get rid of them. Okay, then you can focus on these other ones. But it's really hard when the guy that's overseeing you is involved in the fucking Sikh organization. Like CSIS has no fucking chance. Sorry, my language. I get real upset about it.
No, and they're running our country, actually. That's basically
No.
what's happening from behind the scenes.
I'm just going to upload this video from last year of the fight that you guys could see.
It's upsetting that like you do have good Indian people that are coming here
to
make a better life, and they're proud to be Canadians, and they want to go out on Canada Day and fly the Canada flag and wear the Canada pin, and they do the citizenship test, and they do all of the things properly, and they're super happy to be here, and then they buy a house and they move in, like back when we could buy a house and move into a neighborhood, and they're accepted and everything. And then
they bring their extended family. They all live in that house. They all save up.
Then we find out that just down the street,
it's genius
is a bunch of Khalistanis living down the street. They're like, "Fuck, we left India to get away from
this. That's
like,
right.
We came to Canada to be Canadians. Right. We left India to get away from this shit."
That's right.
And now they're living with it. So I feel bad for those people. And there's been a lot of
those
Chinese. I do think
it's the same as the Chinese immigrants that end up they're trying to get away from Chinese communism, and then God, there's the Chinese police station down the street from my house. What?
Yeah, and
it's
I'm like
same
the
thing.
Chinese like expat that's trying to get away from the CCP. And they're living their lives, and they're Canadians. They're having a good life and contributing to our country. And then all of a sudden, all these cameras go up, and now they're being surveilled. By their old government,
being tracked by the Chinese police right here in Canada. Wouldn't that make you fucking furious?
I'd be so mad.
Absolutely fucking furious. Imagine if we finally got out of here, went to Russia, thought, we're free from this fucking government. And then they were able to come into Russia and open little government offices. Can you imagine how fucking mad you'd be?
It's like the people move out of California. Like the government or the companies and people that are trying to move out of California. And then California decided that they wanted to start keep charging them taxes. So you want to get away from California, but then the California government saying, no, you still have to pay California taxes for the next 10 years. Even though you live in Wyoming now. Because you wanted a better life.
Like they just need money. They're broke.
Yeah, and they're going after you, even though you're an expat out of California.
Okay, but this is where I get upset. Is okay, so we can talk about all this, and that's fine. What the fuck are we gonna do about it? Because I can tell you, I have very little confidence. No offense to the men that are watching this, but the men in Canada do not feel like how. The fact that some of the men in Canada think they can say whatever vile, disgusting, horrible, awful things to whoever the fuck they want on the internet, and there's no consequences. And the fact that they can still actually have no consequences.
Yes.
Tells me that our men are so fucking like they all are wearing tampons. Nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to do anything to get that MP, the Minister of Defense. Nobody's going to do anything to get him removed. Nobody's going to do anything. We're just going to sit here and bitch about it. And then we're probably going to get a new tax for something maybe tomorrow. I don't know. There's a new tax going to come maybe September. That's all. It's just going to be a big fucking cycle. And I get tired of it. I want to know, seriously, there has to be something that can be done. And I don't give a shit if it sounds like incitement. It should be. We should be inciting some fucking change here in Canada. Well, I'm not scared to say it. If I go to jail for it, fine.
Yeah. I feel like, again, it's the same old story where we need to have enough people aware of the actual situation happening around them. There's too many people just, I like the RCMP. Why are you criticizing them? What do you mean the government's run by the World Sikh Organization? That's a crazy thing to say. Like, there's too many
That's a conspiracy theory. I won't even look. I know, but it's like, well, fine. Did you guys look at your grandkids and you could just admit you did fuck all and did nothing? And I could promise you my grandkids are going to be like, God, I wish she would shut up. But the thing, or would have shut up. But I don't care. I'm not stopping. I will not stop. I can't. I want to find people who will. There has to be something outside of this fucking, whatever, those people that are controlled ops. They don't give a shit. None of them are doing anything. So we got to regroup and go back to the fucking basics where all those people stop following those leaders, figure out a fucking plan. I'm not talking about fucking blowing up buildings. I'm talking about demanding and forcing change because this isn't going to work. And until we do, we're fucked. Sorry.
It's that I think I like to listen to Adrian D. Thomas, and it's like the white people and the Indian people, the native Indians. We need to come together. We need to come together now.
Well, it's our countries, yeah.
It's our country. That's right. And the natives have to take back the land and make it theirs so that nobody else can take it.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Listen, I didn't fucking take the natives' land. I don't want to be penalized for it. I don't think
everybody looks at that the wrong way, right? It's not about who gets what anymore, because if we keep looking at it like that, we will lose.
But they came and said that. But what if they said, okay, fine, give us your farm?
Yeah, fine. We have to organize it in a different way.
You would say
it doesn't even matter anymore. I really believe that. We have to organize it in a different way. It can't be the way it is right now. It won't work.
Well, I mean, it would take literally demolishing the entire fucking system, which I don't see.
If you like, I don't know if you guys think about Rome.
I don't usually, but what about it?
Yeah, apparently I'm very masculine in my thinking, but if you think about Rome and you think about the collapse and you think about everything that happened, one of the greatest things that the plebs did, the plebeian people, that us, is they basically just picked up their tools and they went to the mountains. And it took a large enough group of them to just stop producing, and for the non-producers to sit there and go, oh shit. And then
they've got the majority of Canadians so trapped in their fucking hamster wheel of bullshit.
Well,
so they can afford their expensive houses and their car payments and all that.
With this, like with the price of groceries and with the fact that people can't buy houses, and the normal people are waking up and they're looking at they're picking their heads up and going, holy fuck, what's happening? And they're starting to notice now. So that's the moment before the plebeian revolt, where we just pick up our stuff, we go to the mountains, and we stop working we stop producing. And what that does is that collapses the society. So the non-producers, then now they're like, oh geez, now people aren't providing us the stuff. What's going to happen? So the providers, right, producers, then now have the power, which we always have had, but because we're living in a soft modern society, we just don't realize. But like I said, like the fact that everything's so expensive and people are getting angry, and even like normal people are kind of looking around and going, well, my children are in their 30s, they can't buy their own houses, where it was easy for me to do it. And they're starting to realize that, okay, it's not just pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and saving money for a down payment, because
Billy Bob, sorry,
go ahead.
I just want to acknowledge, he did say that change is coming. He feels change is coming, ladies. I feel it.
See, I feel it too. Like when you get out there and you actually talk to people in real life,
I hope
and you
so.
meet with people and just normal, everyday, average people, and they're sitting there going like, what's going on here? Like, why is this happening? And why is that happening? Why are my taxes so crazy? And you just gently give them a couple things to look into. They look into it and go, oh, and then they start to wake up. So I think what it is it's waking people up, that the silent majority that we always call them.
Yeah.
So fucking tired of those people. I am so tired of them.
But more of them are waking up because it's starting to affect their lives directly.
Yeah, that's right. Like something has to affect you.
It does.
Make you wake up and be like, holy crap, what? Yeah. Something has to affect you. You're not going to stop and change the way you think unless you have something affect you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's just human nature. Like you can't go around screaming and yelling in people's faces and rage.
Well, it's just been forever. I know, but it's been like, you guys, it's getting really bad. Like it's really bad. We have so many Canadians leaving on a goddamn daily basis.
Yeah.
And it's so bad that BC, of all the fucking places in this country, BC is closed. They're not, if you are any universities or any sort of secondary places or training facilities, they're not accepting any immigrants for 2 years. They've closed it. It was today that was announced. So they've closed their doors. It's that bad that Liberal BC or NDP BC, they're going to they're gonna close it. They close their doors. Like it has to be pretty fucking
There's
bad.
a couple in Ontario too that have shut down, and there's a few companies that they're starting to notice that like the hiring pool is dwindling, and they're starting the skill fade and the competency is deteriorating. And of course, when you look at companies and universities and colleges, they're in it for the bottom line. And if things start affecting their bottom line, that's when they're going to wake up. So I do feel a change coming. Things are coming because it's starting to affect normal people in their daily lives. And then when they pick their heads up, there's people like us standing there going, hey, take a look at this, read this, just investigate this on your own, and then wake them up. Because like I said,
okay, so when they're all awake, then what do we do? What do we do after they're all awake? When does it change though, do you think?
Then comes the plebeian revolt, where we all just go, okay, we're going to the mountains. We can survive. Or we're just going to shut it down and we can survive. But the elites cannot. Without our work and without our produce and without our, labor, they can't survive. Who drives those people around in Ottawa? It's normal, average, everyday people.
Yeah. No, and it's also just like a movement of all the people have to just stop going along with it. And it sounds simple because it is, but everybody has to be ready to be there at the same time.
Yeah. And I think it happens naturally. Like the collapse of a society, it happens.
And it takes a long time.
It takes a long time.
Like 100 years, probably.
Well,
yeah, I'm not doing that with my
break
kids.
Down and change and be different than it was before. You know what I mean?
No, Jarn, I mean, you could do that another day. I can't do it today because I couldn't get it to blow up.
Yeah, it's so pixelated that when you try to look at the names are just like little box. We need something higher resolution so you can actually zoom in and take a look.
Well, I mean, I understand 100 years, but I don't have 100 years. I would like my grandkids to have a better life.
No,
I'm going to have them, and I'm not going to wait 100 years myself.
We're not 100 years in this. Like I believe we're going to see this in my lifetime.
The better. Well, I mean, we'll see something in my lifetime.
From the beginning of a transition to see a whole new society. It's going to take about 100 years.
Well, with the internet age, like if you look at the United States, right? The age of an empire is 250 years.
Yeah.
How old is the United States now? It's 250 years. And it's
I can't do it.
The snowball effect, right? When the snowball starts rolling downhill, it starts getting bigger and faster and bigger and faster until the inevitable collapse.
I can't wait. I can't do it.
Oh, I don't think it's going to take 100 years to collapse. We're doing it.
We're in the collapse right now.
We have a better, actual, different society for our, for people to live in.
For our offspring.
Yeah. That's what I think. I don't know. It's going to take a long time.
Yeah. All right. I have to go, you guys. I don't know. You girls, ladies can talk, but I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to hang up now. And I'm going to go because I have to go. Okay. But I love you. Have a nice time. Nice.
You're not going to play one more of your silly little videos with gray sweatpants or dancing or anything like that?
I don't have any sweatpants, guys. Oh, I do. You know what? I do. This is, I decided because I knew I was going to have to calm down. I do have one.
Yes.
I decided
we need
look at life. I'll look at life like Gypsy Rose Blanchard does. Okay, this bitch has had, she's been engaged. She's engaged twice since she got out of jail for murdering her mother. She's doing great. But I think yes, she's with her second man already. No, she's got divorced. She got married and divorced, and now she's with her second man. Plus, she got a nose job. But this is her life motto.
Can't bring me down. I'm on a high right now. I'm living my best life, and y'all can't take that from me.
And the D is
How is Gypsy Rose Blanchard getting more cock than us? I mean, this is disappointing. Okay, I won't speak for you, Holly.
For yourself.
I won't speak for you guys. But it's pretty bad, guys. When the murderers are getting it, better than us. Oh, Potato Wrestler's here. Nice to see you. I'm sorry, I have to leave. You miss we had some fun. But I gotta go. I really gotta go to the bathroom. I will let you guys go, and I will see you next Tuesday. You guys close, okay?
Okay, we'll close it up for you.
Bye.
Go pee. Yeah, as you get older, the pee breaks become more emergent. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, it's the caffeine for me too.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a natural diuretic. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So is there anything you wanted to cover, like before we wrap it up tonight?
I don't think so. Just that I wasn't saying that all Indian people are Khalistanis at all.
Oh
In
yeah.
fact, I think it's quite the opposite. Again, I think that this is a small group of people.
Yes.
That we've harbored in Canada and let get out of control.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I was saying before, like I don't want to paint. You don't paint all people with the same brush, right? I think that's low IQ thinking. And you're talking about the good people that come to Canada and want to become Canadians that are trying to get away from this stuff, and how devastated they are that they've uprooted their lives and they've uprooted their families and they've built this new life, and then all of a sudden what they got away from is now surrounding them here. And I'm sad for those people, because like you were saying, it's the same thing about the Chinese expats that come here to Canada for freedom and for a better life, to live in our beautiful country and all the opportunities that it holds for them. And now they're getting surveilled by their old government, right? We need to do something. Like, we need to unite with them too, with those people, the people that want to be Canadian. And I think that's the major difference between America and Canada, is we have always been a multicultural nation. We've always had the diversity, but we've always found a way.
Well, but have we though? Like, I grew up in a place with almost no diversity, but was told my whole life, Canada's a melting pot. Is it? Because everybody here is white, but I don't know.
Well, the way I was taught in school is that America was the melting pot and Canada was the cultural mosaic.
Okay.
So America, you move to America, you become American. That's it. You leave everything behind. You don't bring your food here. You don't bring your flag here. You don't bring anything. You become an American. And that was part of the beauty of what America was all about. In Canada, it was the cultural mosaic. So you bring your culture here, but you share it with us, and we all enjoy it together. And that like, we would always have the Chinatown, where you go and that's where you got the best Chinese food, or there was the East Indian markets.
Isn't there Chinatowns in the States?
I think there is. It just, I don't know. Like, no,
I get what you're saying. It's confusing, it's like, to me, I don't know. Here was all white as I grew up. The only real racism that I see is against Native people. That's really, otherwise I don't know anybody well enough to not like them for their ethnicity. That's just what I feel like. So it's weird to me.
Yeah.
Because because it's hard when you have had the same culture. And then you go to the city and it's like, what is happening here? Holy.
Well, and it used to be
not the same at all.
It used to be that, like, people that had different levels of melanin just all lived together because we all agreed on the same type of society, right? Like a high trust, high production, motivated, clean, like nice to each other, polite society. And when you start to see the collapse is when it starts becoming low trust and low maintenance and low, like we stop trusting each other and we stop working with each other and we stop working towards the same goals together. That's when it becomes a problem. It doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter where you come from, as long as you're the same culture.
That's right. It didn't matter what color. Like, I mean, certainly we had people in our town that were, like, I guess Asian or Chinese or whatever, but they were, I don't know, they all spoke English. So
and they were all proud to be Canadian.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't say there was nobody that wasn't white. There was nobody that wasn't Canadian, maybe is how I should put it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have to struggle to understand their language or what they were wearing or why they were wearing it or any of it. I didn't have to do that.
Yeah. And it's like where I grew up was fairly multicultural, but we were all Canadians. Like we were immigrants. Our neighbors were immigrants from Australia. Across the street were immigrants from India. Like we were all immigrants, but
yeah, that's right.
From different, but we were all Canadians, and part of it was we would share our cultures together, and we would share where we came from, and it was interesting and it was fun, but we were all Canadians and we were all working towards that same ideology, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Like the freedom of Canada and the beauty of Canada and the natural wonder that the country is we live in. And the coolest thing about Canada is because it's a very cold, harsh climate. So to be individualistic up here, it's, like back in the day, it was a death sentence. If you were an individualist, because of the cold climates, because of the harsh growing seasons, and because of the extra work that it takes to live up here, we had to work together in order to survive. And that's always been a part of what Canada is. And it didn't matter who you were, because we've had people from all cultures in our country forever.
Yeah.
But we've always had to work together. But this whole situation now where we have groups of people that are working against each other.
Yeah.
It's un-Canadian. And like when we were talking earlier, to bring it back to the beginning of the stream, we have a whole bunch of Canadian groups that are working against each other.
Yes.
And that's just, you can't be individualistic in a harsh climate.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? You do need help at some point.
Yeah, you need help. You need your neighbors.
Yeah.
Right. So that's my thoughts about that. We need each other and we need to come together. And there was a video that you did share. I don't know if it's loaded up, about, like, you were talking about the I guess Indigenous people.
Yeah.
Saying that, like, we need to come together as Canadians.
Yeah.
Against what's happening. Bringing
because they're the ones with the power, actually.
Yeah.
If they took it back.
Yeah.
We don't have power as white people. They can take our land from us. But if they decided to not follow the treaty anymore, what are they going to do?
Yeah. And then what is a treaty? It's an agreement between two parties.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah. And it's like, why are they still following this? You know what I mean? Why? Yeah. When you really get down to it, it's like, why are they segregated still? Why are we still participating in this type of segregation? It doesn't really.
It doesn't serve anybody
in any way. They're not benefiting from it.
No, and it doesn't benefit us too.
No. And it's just another way to divide, keep us apart, so we can't come together, so we don't understand each other.
Yeah. Well, what is that? United we stand, divided we fall.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I stopped listening to and watching and reading certain things, is because it became an us versus them scenario. I'm like, I don't want to have a part of that.
Yeah.
Like, just because that person has a disagreement about this one tiny little thing, now they're cast out. That sounds like a lot of leftist stuff. Like you think about cancel culture and people getting kicked out of groups because they're like, well, maybe I do like the color blue for a t-shirt. And they're like, we're the non-blue people. It's like, well, what about light blue? It's like, no, we're absolutely no blue. And you are now cast out from society because, you mentioned the color blue once.
Yeah.
I'm being hypothetical, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like, okay, well, you challenged leader.
It's the tribalism,
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's all got to be just, I think we're all just going through this weird transition, and it's probably just a part of it. Because you had, it's like we were all, and now, oh, hey, what's happening? And then you're just going to try to find people who, oh, you think this too. And it's just a learning process for everybody.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you're young and you have your ideology and you're set in your ways and you have your beliefs, and then it's going through the psychology of unpacking your beliefs and then figuring out what's true and what's known and what's just a deeply held belief, and which beliefs you want to hang on to, and how detrimental it's going to be to your relationships and to you, and ones you want to let go. And I don't think anybody can go through that anymore, because their beliefs become a part of their identity and who they are. And anything that disagrees with that belief becomes a threat to their personhood, to who they are.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, well, we're allowed to disagree. And I think that's what I like about you girls, is there are many things that we don't agree on.
Yeah.
But, sometimes where we can have discussions about it, but then there's sometimes where we just don't, because we know that, like Rocky doesn't agree with me on this, and I don't agree with Shanae on that, and I don't, Aaron and I, we have our disagreements, but it's like, okay, well, we're just going to agree to disagree, but we still like each other. We're still Canadians. We still, and are token American, but we can still have those conversations, and we can still talk about the 98% of things that we do agree on. And that's what makes us friends.
Yeah, that's true, right?
Yeah.
And the left is so like, but we're all becoming the same way, where it's like, if you don't agree with this one thing, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Yes, you're cast out.
And if you don't agree with this one thing, I'm going to like post it at you and try to make you agree. And if you don't, then I'm never going to speak to you again. It's just like, oh.
It's like, I can't talk to that person because they like the color blue, and here's a bunch of evidence of why they like blue, and let's cancel them and get them, whatever. And it's like, but we agree on 98% of the things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, so there's this one thing. It's like, I hate cilantro. I can't stand it.
Yeah, and that's fine. You should just not share food with people that like cilantro.
Well, and if you're going to cook for me and you put cilantro on it, I'm just going to pick it off. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Because it tastes like soap. Right? And you're not going to kick me out of your house.
Ginger tastes like soap. That's funny.
It does.
Yeah, right? Raw ginger, just like so much like soap.
Yeah. See, and I love ginger, and I put ginger in everything. But if I knew you were coming over, I'd be like, I know Aaron doesn't like ginger, so I'm just going to like leave it out. I'll put some grated on the side if anybody else wants some. I'm not gonna be like, that bitch is not coming to my house because she doesn't like ginger. Like, she's an anti-ginger person.
Yeah.
And I noticed that on it's not only on the left, it's exactly the same on the right.
Yeah, it is now, isn't it? Where there's 100%. No tolerance at all.
Yeah, there's no tolerance at all.
That's got to be a phase we're going through as a society, right? Zero tolerance for everybody else's opinion.
Yeah.
That's because we've all been gaslit for, 2 years probably. And that makes people feel like a little bit crazy. It's hard to know what you even think or believe anymore yourself when you've been gaslit forever.
Yeah. Well, think about it. Like, if you've ever been in an abusive relationship and it's been a long time, and then you get out of that relationship, and all of your, close friends that love you, and your family that loves you, and they've been trying to help you this whole time, and then finally you wake up and leave the loser, and then they're sitting there going, okay, well, we knew this the whole time. We were trying to tell you, but you wouldn't listen. And you didn't talk to your mom for 2 years because she didn't like your significant other, and then finally you break up with him and go, oh shit, my mom was right. There's a lot of healing and reconciliation with that relationship because she was right, and it hurts the ego, and it bruises, and it doesn't feel good. But then you eventually wake up and go, okay, you were right, and I'm sorry. And I'm very angry that you were right and I was wrong.
I don't think anybody says you were right, I'm sorry anymore, though.
Exactly.
That's the problem, right? Nobody says that anymore. People are like, I'm going to just keep going even though I was wrong and I should be sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like the presidential debate. We talked a little bit about it, right? And if you watched it, it's just it's mortifying of
Is
what
it?
the choices are. Oh my god. Oh my god. And I don't live in that country. I don't really care. But
Yeah.
you know, not my country. I should care because it's, you know, directly tied to us, North America, longest unpatrolled border, blah blah blah. But I'm just like, I'm not a fan of either, but I think there is, you know, one that might be a little better than the other. But watching each side cope, it's like, oh, this was the best thing ever, and oh, he's just a little tired and had a cold, and just the doubling down on the beliefs instead of like stepping back and going, oh my god. Like the person I put my money behind is couldn't walk off the stage, or the person I'm putting my money behind is, you know, a bombastic egomaniac, right? Like,
Was
you
Biden unable to get off the stage?
no, he had to be helped off by his lovely wife. Oh, it was bad. Aaron, oh my god.
Like he was sort of doddery and his
Yes.
usual lost,
Yeah.
and like
There was like a little step down and he couldn't step down.
where there was like he's gonna fall.
Yeah, and like she's helping him down. And I'm like, that's the man
It's like,
that has the codes.
Who thought this man would be allowed to run again? How old is he?
82, 83.
This
He's an
is
octogenarian.
crazy.
Yeah.
Why
But
is
yeah.
this? Why is the United States not seeing that? Whoa, things are falling apart here. Like, I don't think Trump is bad.
He's the.
I don't know. I mean,
I think he did okay. Like,
yeah, I
when he
think
was president.
I don't pay attention enough to American politics. I mean, obviously Biden's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't really. I mean, the reason it's amazing that people are allowing this man to portray this charade for this long. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen down there.
clearly he's barely functioning
Yes. And
mentally.
it's upsetting to watch.
Yeah, like I mean, it's kind of cruel. It's like, couldn't you just let this guy go rest now? Doesn't he just want to go watch some TV in the parlor?
His grandchildren and sit on the porch with a sweet tea and
That's
just
right.
enjoy his golden years. Instead, he's being like drugged up and thrown on stage, and he barely knows where he is. And he's trying. You can tell he's trying really hard to be presidential. And I think part of it is him too, because he so desperately wanted to be president. Like that was his goal. And I know his wife wanted to be first lady. Desperately wanted to be first lady, so she's propping him up so she can retain that position of power.
Yeah,
but
it's so disturbing that this is that he's their prime minister, their president, and then but we have like the opposite where it's like ours seems like he should be a functioning human.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at him on the surface, he seems like he is a functioning person, yet, I mean, clearly he's got some serious mental issues. The man cannot speak without lying. I mean, right?
Well, he can't speak without a teleprompter. If you've ever heard him go off teleprompter and actually speak his mind, he can't speak.
It's not good.
He's an incredible, charismatic actor. And he does what he's told.
That's right. He's just an actor.
He was fired from a drama school. Like,
yeah, that's right.
So he's a handsome, charismatic actor.
Yeah.
And so that people like him because he's charming.
Well, and people like him less and less all the time.
Yeah, there's after that big conservative win, the big liberal loss in Toronto there, that election that they had, that there's now a conservative sitting in the seat. People say that he should step down because the fact that the liberals lost in Toronto really is a sign of like, oh, hold on a second here, something is going on. Yeah. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say, oh no, we're not going to vote our way out of this. We're not going to vote our way out of this. But I do believe it's a sign of the people. It's a sign of what the people are wanting and what the drive is. If enough people can show up to vote out a Liberal in Toronto, then something's happening. No, not saying the other side, the blue side, is any better than what's in right now.
Yeah, that's for sure, isn't it? Like, they don't ever make any actual changes or moves to the other direction. They just sit there. Okay.
They just slow down the ratchet effect, right? Like the ratchet is constantly moving. And when you have the red team in, the ratchet moves way faster. And then when you have the blue team in, the ratchet just kind of slows down.
Yeah, that's right.
Still moving in the same direction. And Canada's always been a very liberal country, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Anyway.
I guess we'll see with all the weird Justin Trudeau. I'm going to say money laundering. I'm going to go so far as to say that there's money laundering happening. Mm-hmm. And if you ever listen to Kirk Reese's story, that is basically just a giant money laundering scam.
Was that the bridge where they built the bridge
too? Yes, but it's the Rangers where they hand out all the cash.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to do with I'm still piecing this whole thing together, but there's a lot of money laundering happening with our prime minister.
Well, he went from his net worth was what, $5 million prior to 2020, and then now his net worth is over 300 million.
Yeah.
How did that happen in 4 years?
That's right. He doesn't actually get paid that much.
Yeah, it's like did he follow the Pelosi investment portfolio and just invest really well?
That's right.
What's happening? And like, you even look at the blue team, right? Like his wife made a ton of money during that whole thing. How did she make all that money? How did she, double her worth?
Yeah, that's right.
When people start waking up and like stop following the blue team and the red team and realize it's the elites versus the rest of us.
Yeah.
And people are waking up to it. I do believe that. And maybe I'm just like the ever loving white pill of it'll work out, because that's in my whole life. It'll work out. And it always does. It's inevitable. It's just what we have to go through before it gets to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What does it'll work out look like at this point? Like, you know what I mean? We don't want to go back to the way it was. That's for sure.
No.
We can't.
And we won't. We can't. Like they shoved down our throats in 2021, the new normal.
Yeah.
And my prediction, like my conspiracy theory, is watch the water.
Yeah.
Just keep watch what they do with the water.
Yeah. Well, they want to own. That's part of, if you realize a white person who owns land never owns mineral rights. They never own water rights.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get those things generally unless you are aware and look for it and then can have them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how you get them, but you don't usually receive that when you buy land. You can, some people can. It just depends where you are, but it's complicated. So, and if you've signed them away, like I feel like at the beginning, people got them, but they tricked them into signing away the mineral rights.
Right.
The government did that to farmers. Anyway, that's the stories I've been told. So, but the treaties are different. So, the white people we're going to lose everything. There's no way around it. So it's like, is it going to work out? Maybe I'm exaggerating and we won't lose everything and things will just kind of settle down, but
definitely not going to settle down.
No. And just the changes that I've seen in farming and the way that all of it, it's moving in a trajectory that's speeding up as it goes, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said before, it's a snowball effect, right? Like you
Yeah.
take a tiny snowball and you roll it down the hill. It
Yeah.
picks up speed and it picks up volume as it goes, and it goes faster and faster until it
Yeah.
eventually crashes. And
Yeah.
it's just being prepared. Like I sound like a doomsday prepper, and I kind of am a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it saves you in a winter storm. Look what happened in Montreal.
Yeah.
Like that horrible ice storm came through and they had no power for 2 weeks. And then there was no food, and there was no water, and there's no nothing. And people died because they weren't prepared.
Yeah,
Because
that's right.
You live
was
in a squishy, soft society. Like Southern Alberta just had another tornado this, was it Canada Day or the day before? I think there was
Did they
another
have
one.
an actual one at
Yeah, there was
Nanton?
one touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nanton was destroyed. I was watching it on the news today.
What?
Yeah, Nanton, like a bunch of trees put
Oh,
down, a lot of nobody was injured, nobody died. Thank
Yeah,
God.
yeah, okay. I didn't see
Right,
that,
but
but yeah,
there-
that storm was big yesterday. It was a big storm.
So another Canada Day storm. But
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Was that in Edmonton when it hit the trailer park? Was that Canada Day?
I
don't think so, right?
I don't think that was Canada Day, but that was let's see.
That and it took out the trailer park. I'm sure people died from that tornado.
That was a bad one.
Yeah. That was a really bad one.
Edmonton tornado, 1987.
Mm.
Black Friday, July 31st.
Oh, okay.
It was in July. Like,
yeah.
We live in Tornado Alley. We live in Alberta. Yeah. There's gonna be tornadoes, but and what, July, like middle of June to the end of August is tornado season here.
Yeah.
So be prepared, because a tornado could come before the government gets you.
Actually, I feel like tornadoes are so weird because where we are, it's strangely Carmangay gets tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
They had like 3 2 years ago. Or it was like Carmangay has another tornado. What? There's a tornado in Carmangay. I feel like it has to do with like the ground, like the lay of the land and how the storms move over it. But I have no idea. Or it could just be the way the wind hits and the weather patterns. But
yeah, well, it's the topography, the adjacent to the mountains, the plains, the way the wind moves across the jet stream, like all of that stuff. Yeah. Because of the plains, like the plains that go all the way up to the Arctic, that come all the way down across diagonally down to Florida. We live in Tornado Alley, so it is what it is. A natural disaster, I think, is gonna happen. But like I said, like you look at Montreal and they had those horrid ice storms that swept through. The flooding in Montreal, the flooding that just happened a few years ago in BC, that devastated.
Oh my gosh, there's so many bridges went out there. That's right. They lost a lot of bridges on their highways.
Yeah, like hell or high water, the floods in Calgary, that happened. There were people that were devastated and everything was wiped out. Like there was towns around Calgary in the mountains there that were completely.
Oh yeah, High River, the whole High River thing.
High River got wiped out. Like you have to be prepared for anything. Like you can't be focused just on the government, because, or listening to live streams where people are screaming about the government all the time. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, you're more likely to have a weather emergency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially living in Canada.
Yeah.
You have a deep freeze that knocks out the power grid and it's -40. What are you gonna do? You got a heater, you got a generator, you got food, you got storage. Can you survive for 2 weeks?
2 weeks at -40 would be pretty tough.
That'd be awful.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, last winter it hit -40 for a bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was scary. It was like, oh, are the power lines going to hold up? Yeah, they did. But I mean, we got a generator, we've got a heater, we've got everything we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I think that's the message is be prepared for anything. Be prepared to take care of yourself.
Yeah, hopefully more people do.
Yeah. Well, and develop good friendships IRL in real life, and meet with people face to face, and develop community, and just talk to normal people.
Yeah.
Just talk to people. Just, you know, network and make friends, and let's get back to actually shaking hands. Right?
Yeah, you know the thing about Tony Olniak, our political prisoner still from the Coots trial.
Yep.
Well, there's two, Chris and Tony. The thing about Tony is like he strikes me as like the guy you want to be friends with if there's an emergency, if something is bad, you know.
Yeah, 3 a.m.
They're thinking that, and they're using it against him in this trial, which is crazy, isn't it? It's like he's being responsible by preparing for things that could go wrong, and then they turn it around on him, and oh, look at all he's crazy, he's a prepper.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like my whole life, it's always been like you be prepared for the worst, right? Always have storage. If the storms come in, fill your bathtub, etc., etc. And you always like. Do you remember the movie Tremors? Like way back in the day, there was that crazy crazy couple that everyone was just laughing at. That thought they were crazy because they had their grid set up and they had their arsenal and all of that. But when it happened, like I'm not saying big worms are going to come and get us, but when their disaster happened, they were the people that people ran to for help because they were the crazy preppers, and that was a big lesson for me.
That's right.
Watching the movie, going, okay, so what you're saying is people are going to laugh at you, but be the crazy prepper.
Yeah, but just go with it anyway.
Yeah, just, you know what? Just do the thing because you're going to be the person.
Yeah, it'll pay off in the end. That's always the character, right? In a movie is the crazy prepper.
Yeah, the crazy or the crazy old lady, right? It's like, oh.
Yeah. Like my favorite movie 2012, Woody Harrelson is the crazy prepper in that.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was fabulous.
Yeah.
I love that character. So he goes out in a blaze of glory.
Yes. Yeah, I love it. He's just like, it's so beautiful. I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep live streaming. Ah.
Yeah. And he's like, remember, you heard it first from Charlie. I've seen that movie way too many times. It's my favorite.
Yeah, we just look at how unprepared the other people were, right? Like they're in the grocery store, and the grocery store opens up, and they're like, "What's happening? Well, they're weird." Like I feel that happens a lot. But you look at the Rogers outage. What was it, last year? Year before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when Rogers went down and Interact wasn't working, like something just as simple as Interact or people's cell phones.
Yeah.
And like it affected us out in Alberta because the Interact system is run out of Ontario by Rogers Telecommunications. So you couldn't go to the grocery store and buy anything because your electronic payment system is down. And then there was the rush on the bank machines and emptied the bank machines.
Oh, okay, yeah, because people needed cash.
Yeah, so you run to the store, and that morning it was like, oh, Interact's down. Oh, the cell phones are down. I'm like, oh, then Interact's going to be down. I'm just going to run to the bank and grab some cash. And so I just did it in the morning. And then I was at the grocery store later because I just needed to pick up something little. And people there were flabbergasted. They're like, what do you mean it doesn't work? They're like, oh, well, Rogers went down in Ontario. They're like, well, that shouldn't affect us. And so these people couldn't buy their groceries.
Yeah.
Right? The kids are hungry, out of milk at home, need formula and diapers. Can't buy it.
Yeah, that's right. And it's just simple.
Very simple.
Sorry, this plastic doesn't work today. You can't have anything.
Oh, my debit card doesn't work. Okay, I'll just use my credit card. It's like, what about it doesn't work?
Oh, that reminds me of that video. This was circulating a while ago about China and their credit score system.
Mm.
And this woman went to the store and couldn't use her card because they were punishing her for something. And she was like, oh, yeah.
I've seen that episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Although the best part about that episode was the truck driver lady who just didn't care. They're just living her life.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, this was like an actual Chinese video, and they had to like go through all these checkpoints with their cards, and if they didn't have them, they couldn't go through them. And it's like, oh my God.
And it's by facial recognition or biometrics or something, and it's like it recognized your face. It's like, oh no, sorry, you're not allowed in District 9.
Yeah.
You have to stay in District 10 because you're a District 10 person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Edmonton's going to do that.
Yeah, but that's a good thing.
Yeah. Let's organize the people better. Pen them up into smaller pens.
It's for your safety and convenience. Think of how easy your life would be if everything was just located in your district and you could just walk there or drive. Look at how expensive gas is. You don't want to drive that far. So it'd be much better for you in your life if everything was just contained within your district.
Yeah, and next it'll be, you don't really need that car.
Oh, you don't need the car.
You hardly use it. And we honestly, we just don't have parking spaces for it. So it's time for you to sell that car.
Yeah, maybe sell the car. You can walk to the grocery store.
Yep. Then they'll start buying people's cars so that there's not gas cars to buy.
Or there's no gas stations in your district now because it's been deemed as a walking district.
Yeah.
Even though it gets down to -40 in Edmonton.
Yeah. It's like people can't manage here without a vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't. It's too bloody cold sometimes. There's, you know, I mean, I guess that's not true. I go out every single day, no matter what the temperature, because I have sheep to feed. But, you know, most people don't dress appropriately for it. They just don't.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to because their car stays nice and warm and they can just drive.
That's right. Most people are not going to actually dress appropriately, have the clothes, put the clothes on. It will become dangerous. It will.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one thing I always taught you teach your children, right? It's like, you know, oh, we're just driving out to wherever. Like, it's only a 15-minute drive away. It's like, yeah, but that's an hour walk. And if you break down or if you run out of gas or if something happens, even if you're in a brand new car that runs like a top, something could happen and you're going to have to walk home. So I know you don't want to wear it, but just bring it in the car, have it in the boot. So then if something happens, you can run back there, throw your big down jacket on, put your toque on, put your boots on, and then you'll be able to walk safely to where you need to get to.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and they're just like, oh, because it's like prepare for the worst, but always hope for the best. So, and now my kids they're driving somewhere like, oh, don't worry, Mom, we got the emergency kit in the back, and we've got jackets for everybody and boots for everybody just in case.
Yeah, you shouldn't be going anywhere in the winter without a pair of boots.
Oh, no.
Or a coat and a hat, mitts, probably some snow pants too.
Yeah.
You know,
really waterproof. Oh yeah. That's again back to like we live in a very harsh climate.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what makes Canadians less individualistic and more reliant on each other. That's what we should be.
That's what we should be.
Yeah. I don't know. I have good friends. I got you guys. I mean, you're not close to me, but you're close enough.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Couple hours drive.
Speaking of which, shall I bring you some kittens soon?
I don't need a kitten. Do you want to?
I'm not doing well at giving these kittens away.
No, I'm
not going. This is Agent Orange, and he is so sweet. I want to keep all of them, though. You know, I have put them.
You do
because they're so sweet and nice.
Because they're cute, and you get bonded to them, and then they love you.
Yeah, they have so much fun together. It's really fun to watch them play.
I mean, do you have 3?
5.
Okay.
3 black boys, an orange boy, and 1 tortoiseshell girl.
Oh, yeah. Aww.
I gotta find homes for them.
You become a crazy cat lady.
I'm already a crazy cat lady. That was long ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm allergic to cats, so I have to be a crazy chicken lady.
Oh, okay. I'm just a crazy lady.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You have to pick one of them.
Okay. I think I'm a crazy cat lady for sure.
Yeah. Just my request as you being a crazy cat lady and as my friend, that you keep the litter boxes clean and then you don't let them pee all over the house. That's it.
Yeah, they don't get to pee all over the house.
No. Then you can have as many cats as you want. Just keep the litter
Yeah, I
boxes
really
clean.
would. It does become like too many cat relationships to try to manage, though. It's not really about the pee and the poo. It's about like who gets along with who after a while. Yeah. That's more about it. Because you can just add more litter boxes in different areas if you have to, but it's the getting along of all the cats together that becomes difficult.
See, I don't have cats. I don't know. But I do know once you get past a certain amount of dogs, because I'm a dog person, then it becomes too much because you can't have those relationships with the animals. And then, of course, they start fighting with each other. Right? Or you get a pack that's against you. And you're like,
I think there's never too many dogs.
Really?
Kind of. I only have, there's 3 at the farm. And I just feel like the more the merrier.
Yeah.
But the puppy phase, it's the puppy phase, man. That's hard for dogs, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems like it takes till they're about, 18 months old to 2 years old.
2.
Sometimes 3.
Yeah.
Before they aren't just a puppy.
Yeah, before they calm down.
Yeah.
They're easy to deal with, right?
Yeah. And they're not doing stuff where you're just like, are you serious? Oh my God. Yeah.
It's like, why? Yeah, I'd say it was about 2 when you stop having to lock up your shoes and you have to make sure everything is put away before you go run to the grocery store or whatever. Or you come back to like an absolute disaster. Or you have a super smart dog that knows how to open cupboards.
Yeah, see, my dog issues are a little bit different. Like, it was my big white dog was quite aggressive as a puppy and also played with the sheep too much and just wanted to play with me aggressively, play, just an endless amount of play energy, big dog. Yeah, that was hard. And he didn't really have anybody to play with, and he was just huge and he was just really rough. So that was a hard 2 years together. Oh my God. And the old dog, Heidi, she just hated him. She'd be like, I'm never playing with you. Stop asking. And it drove her crazy. But then when we added dog 3, dog 3 sort of like cut the tension between dog 1 and 2. I don't know. The more dogs, the better it's been for us. Yeah.
Well, I'll have to tell my husband that we need a 3rd dog.
There you go. Dog 3 rounds it out.
Well, see, I've got 6 chickens now. And the little girls are about a month old. So they're like about 2 weeks from going outside.
Oh, yeah.
So then no more chickens in the house. I'm not allowed anymore.
Yeah.
But maybe.
It's chicken math.
Well, it's too late this year.
Yeah.
Because they have to fully feather out before the winter.
Oh, I'm sure you could find some that somebody didn't want to keep that you could take, but don't look probably because they'd be out there for you.
Like do chicken rescue.
You could.
I could.
It's definitely things that people end up doing.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I have to go. We're almost done 2 hours.
We should go.
Yes. Well, I think that was the nice light conversation to end with.
Yes.
Kitties, dogs, and chickens.
Yeah.
All right.
And again, if anybody wants a kitten, let me know.
Yeah.
They're fully litter trained. They're really good at using the litter box. They eat food successfully. Pardon?
And they're super cute.
Yeah, and they're really fun. They're really nice.
Yeah, so hit up Erin. in the Telegram.
Yeah. Or Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, or Facebook or whatever. If you want a kitty, let her know.
Yeah, I'll put more posts up. I got to work on this a little bit harder.
Well, I think you want to keep them.
I don't want to give them away, but like I can't keep them. You know what I mean? That's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yes. So anyway, if anybody wants some kittens, let me know.
Let us know. All right. And I got to go. Speaking of chickens, I got to go lock them up. So,
yes. See you next Tuesday.
Good stream. See you next Tuesday.
But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning to them. Fear is a tool. They think I'm hiding in the shadows, but I am the shadows.